Hi. One thing, I don't really see games, especially movement games, especially pew pew movement games, do is verticality. And I'm not saying that there is no vertical movement at all, it's just mostly confined to the horizontal plane. It's rare to see games where you can actually decently control where you're going in the air. Most famous game is, say it with me, ULTRAKILL, don't really do much vertical movement. Sure, there's a slam storage and you can jump, high, grapple, but these things mostly enhance your horizontal movement. There's a reason why cybergrind patterns and most rooms aren't some complex 3D structure. And I don't say that they need to be, they were great. However, ULTRAKILL being so famous creates a reality where most of the things inspired by it don't contain much verticality either. And I kinda wanted to experiment with that in Megaheaven. So the goal for this video is to make this into something that I can confidently say utilizes the third dimension to its fullest. And no, I am not gonna just turn off the gravity or give you flight. What? Oh. So let's start off by examining the current state of the game. Right now, movement options include sliding, sniper boosting, AK hover, and dash slash. Not that bad. However, out of these four, only sniper boosting and dash slash allow you to gain vertical speed. Hovering just makes you hover. Moreover, a huge problem is the enemies. Obviously, Graces and Dominions are fine since they can just fly, but Godflies, their pathfinding just gets lost and they scatter around the map. So after dealing with everyone else, you have to go on a treasure hunt to find these little shits. So, our problems are lack of a decent way to gain and preserve vertical momentum, and enemies that don't fit the vertical gameplay. Let's see what I can do about it. To tackle our first and partially the second problem, I came up with the charged sniper shot. How it works is that after holding down the fire button, you can fire a projectile that doesn't do more damage than the normal one. However, it does spawn an explosion. That way you can clear up large crowds of enemies, and also, more importantly to this section, you can boost yourself with it. And compared to the sniper boost of the past, charged boost gives you a lot of momentum. Oh, and obviously increases the recoil, that way if you don't want to get 20 damage you can still use it. Much smaller things I've added are wall jumps and these pillars so that you have something to cling to. I'm also planning to add pits and ravines, but shush, I never told you that. Alright, now the movement feels really vertical, you can totally stick to walls and go into the sky. But now let's tackle the Godplay. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Redesigning this guy was such a pain. And I'm still not very happy with him. You see, I still kind of wanted him to not just be a flying orb that shoots at you or something. I want him to be on the surface, if that makes sense. First I thought, well, just make him walk on walls. No. To do that, I either had to pay to get my hands on a 3D A-star algorithm, which doesn't guarantee that it will work, or have nav meshes for all sides of the surface, and links between those nav meshes, that I will have to place manually. So this went into the trash. What I finally landed on is him being stationary and teleporting to some random place on a wall near you. It took some time to get working, but alas, he now does what I want him to. And as I've mentioned above, I'm still not really happy with how he works right now. He can easily get stuck for a while underground. Also, they are now more spread out, which makes them harder to eliminate. But hey, at least now they have no problem with being vertical, as long as there's a surface. I'm fairly confident that since this is a megastructure, it won't cause problems. I hope. So I could stop here, but then it would be a rather stale devlog. Not that I have any problems with it, that's actually probably more healthy for the project long term, but I still wanted to work on one more thing. Adjudicator is the first boss in Megaheaven. He mostly stays in one place, moving rather slowly. He can summon this slow ball that flies to your exact location, and when it hits you or anything else, it explodes. His second attack is spawning the lasers that just deal a lot of damage and throws you really far. And that's actually another point towards Verticality, since the lasers force you to move. If you are too slow, they throw you across the stage, forcing you to go airborne. And the last thing about this fellow is his wall of flames that he spawns when he has less than 80% of his HP, that you can conveniently track using this really cool health bar. It's really cool. I spent a lot of time making it. It's really cool. So, now there is a lot more vertical movement, and a good incentive to utilize that movement. Now, I can confidently say that the Y-axis is not going to waste. Also, do keep in mind that horizontal movement is still a viable strategy, that is more safe, but far less rewarding. And that's where I'm gonna wrap it up. Next time I'll tackle the environment, because these grey boxes are starting to bore me, and maybe not next time, but soon enough, I'll start adding an actual story to the game. I already have a few concepts bouncing around in that head of mine, but you'll have to wait. And that's it. If you enjoyed the video, please write a comment. Alright, till next time, bye bye!